Hubby's payday today. Got my cash out to stuff my cash envelopes. Let's go. Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name is Mariane. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. It is week 9 of 2022. My husband gets paid fortnightly or bi-weekly or every 2 weeks. I take out cash from that payday to stuff our cash envelopes. Here I have taken out $340. I used my 2x2 post-it note, which I printed my cash withdrawal slip. I'll pop the link in the description below for the printable download that you can find in my shop. It has cash withdrawal slips for $5 note, $10 note, $20 note and $50 note. So it does include $1 for our US friends, and I haven't included $100 notes because I don't take out myself or $100 notes. So it's just for 5, 10, 20 and 50, and link to the listing is below. So let me just separate them. So we have 150 of $50 notes, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 140 of 20, 10, 20, 30, 30 of 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, and 20 of $5 notes. This is the personal size Filofax Planner pop organizer in the color berry. If you've seen some of my videos before, I also have the pop organizer in A5 in the color clover. Picture of it here. It has a snap closure, 2 pen loops and 2 slip pockets, one at the front, one at the back, and it's got this really nice gorgeous orange pop of color on the lining. I use this as my cash envelopes. So that's the thickness of it, and I've just got this little dashboard visual picture, financial goal: where there is no struggle, there is no strength. So I think I had that for a while, and I've just popped it in this little laminated sleeve that I made. Here are my envelopes. I made it myself using Procreate for the dotted pattern, and I wanted an opening that was easily accessible to have my cash in and out. Pop on over to mariannecresp.com and subscribe to my newsletter. So I'll make that available over the weekend. Keep an eye on that. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll pop all the details in the description below. And I've also just labeled it with a sticky note flag with a label maker to make the labels. That way, instead of writing directly on the envelope, I can reuse this later down the track. Or if I wanted to swap out the labels with the colors, I don't have to worry about wasting it. I'll get to reuse it again later on. For today's cash stuffing envelopes, I'm going to refer back to this Filofax A5 garden organizer in the print Sunrise. I have just recently made new funds tracker, and it's now available in my stores. Link in the description below. So now, instead of 3 pages on a horizontal that way, I've made it 4 little funds tracker squares or rectangles going vertical. What I found is I actually don't write in the, I had a column for the description. I was never writing in it because I was just marking money going in and out. So I just have 3 columns now: the date, plus or minus, and then the running balance. And what I've done, I have funds for cash, debit, sinking funds, savings, and total funds, adding up all those different categories. And I just made the first one of each category. I highlighted it and just put a nice bold heading. So this is cash total. So everything that I have in the different cash envelopes, this is the total. So let's get going. let me see if I can just pop that on the side, and let's start off. So I'm putting $20 in each of the envelopes that I have for my cash envelopes. So starting with the boys, I'm putting $20, 10, 15, 20. So there's currently $15 in there, so let's make sure 5, 10, 15, adding $20, 10, 15, 20, and I now have 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So I'm just going to add that on here. Today is the 3rd of the 3rd. I'm adding 20, so there's now $35. The next envelope I have is for my boys' clothes. So boys' clothes, there should be $40 in there, 20, 30, 35, 40. I'm going to add 20, 20, 40, 50, 55, 60. So 3rd, am I on focus? 3rd of the 3rd plus 20, there is now $60. 20, 40, 50, 55, 60. Haircuts, so there should be $25 in there. 10, 15, 20, 25. Going to add another 20. I will go back later and make sure they're all the same orientation. So if you're one of those that get a bit fussy or that they're all different ways, I do go back later on and flip them the same way. But for the purpose of this video, to make it a little bit shorter, I'll just pop them all in there. So we had 25 and I'm adding another 20 plus 20, so we should have $45 in there. 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So that's for haircuts, ready for when my boys need to get their haircuts at the barber. The next one is my Opal cards, which is our public transport. I've just topped that up, so there's no money in there. So I'm just going to add another 20, so then I can accumulate the money before the tap on, tap off public transport card gets depleted. So $20. My son, oldest son's commission for doing the chores, so there's currently $30. I'm adding another 20, 20, 40, 50. Plus 20, there is now $50 in there. My health and beauty, I'm going to put in $20 plus 20. There's currently 40. Let's double check. 20, 30, 40 plus another 40. Another 20. That makes 60. 20, 40, 50, 60. And then for my husband's envelope, so he normally buys his beer from this envelope. There's currently nothing, so we're going to put 20 in there, and now there's 20. So that's for my cash envelopes. I'm just going to add them all up to update the total. So we have 20 plus 60 plus 50 plus 20 plus 45 plus 60 plus 35 is 290. 290. I took out 140 for this cash envelopes, which is correct because there was 150. So I added 140. Now it's 290. So then we have the next one is our electricity. So that's currently under my sinking fund, and there's 290 in there. 1, 2, 50, 70, 80, 90, 290. I'm going to be adding $100. The 3rd of the 3rd plus 100. So there should be now 390. 1, 2, 350, 370, 380, 390. Next is for our gas. 2, 4, 5. Am I missing something? It should be 60 going into this. Let me just double check. Okay, I can see where I was at. So there was 290. 1, 250, 270, 280, 290. I was adding, here we go, I put too much in there. I was adding $100, so there should be 390. 1, 2, 350, 370, 380, 390. It's going way too fast. Okay, now I'll be able to put $60 into the gas. So there's currently 180 in there. 150, 60, 70, 180, plus another 60. So our electricity and gas, those bills come out quarterly. So what I do is I've taken the average of each bill, each quarter bill, and then there's normally about 6 fortnightly paydays before the quarterly bills comes in. So it works out that I would put $100 each payday for electricity and $60 each payday for gas. So then when those bills come out, I have the money ready. Because it's such a big bill, I can't cash flow it with our fortnightly income. So it's really important that we create a sinking fund for those, so then that way we don't fall behind paying it before the due date. So we've got 100, 200, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40. 240. Is that right? Make sure. Plus 60, correct. Okay. And then the final one, I have the Budget Mom $20 Friday Challenge. This was from February, so there was 4 Fridays in February, 2, 4, 6, 8. And then the first 2 Fridays of this month, I've already taken money out for this Friday, tomorrow, and then the following, which is the 9th. Is that right? 9th of March. So I'm just going to add, so this one is going towards, I think I don't have a funds tracker for that one, so I'll make one later. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 120 for my $20 challenge. So that's pretty much it with today's cash stuffing envelope. If you do have any questions, please let me know in the description below. I do have my most recent cash envelopes stuffing video. I'll pop the link to it at the end. Have a look at that because it explains more how I use my cash envelopes, which is a little bit different to the traditional way you would use cash envelopes. I only use them for expenses that are irregular and that is too small for me to open a separate debit account for them. So for example, the boys, if I want to go out, like today we went to the library to borrow books, and so there's a Starbucks nearby, so my son wanted to get Frappuccino, so I just dipped into the boys' cash envelopes, took some money out, and then treated him with a Frappuccino. So the same thing with the other envelopes. They're not regular enough and the amount is not big enough for me to have separate debit accounts in my bank. So that's why I have them as cash envelopes. And as for the sinking funds, electricity and gas, I normally do have them in debit accounts, but for the purpose of the video and just giving people ideas on how to create sinking funds, especially for those who may have bills that come out quarterly. You can either keep it in a cash envelope or keep it as separate debit accounts, but really what it is putting a little bit amount each payday or each month, whatever the cycle you want to go by, and before the due date. So then that way when the bill comes, you've got the money, you pay for it. And as for us here in Australia, or anyway for the company that does our electricity and gas, if you pay before the due date, we'll get 15% off the bill. So it's really good to have money ready so I can pay it right away. That's it for today. If you wanted to have a funds tracker, it's available in my Shopify shop. Check the link below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, I'd love it if you do so, and ring that bell to get notifications of when I upload new videos. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.